Welcome to our channel, Seekers of Wisdom and Insight. Today we embark on a journey where ancient philosophy meets the subtle mysteries of human connection. Our topic is 9 signs she likes you but tries to hide. As Stoics, we understand that life is filled with signs and signals, some bold, others barely perceptible. In this exploration, we'll unravel these signs, not to inflame desire or foster attachment, but to illuminate how we can recognize them while maintaining the serenity and strength that Stoicism teaches us. So, prepare to delve deep into the balance of perception and self-mastery. Let's begin. In the quiet corridors of life, where emotions whirl and unspoken words linger, there lies a delicate dance between acknowledgement and restraint. We, the disciples of Stoicism, are not immune to the subtle notes of attraction that drift through our encounters. Yet, we learn to perceive them without surrendering ourselves to the tempest. Today, let us unveil the signs she may like you but tries to conceal, woven through the lens of Stoic wisdom. 1. A glance held longer than the moment requires. When someone looks at you with an intensity that goes beyond what the moment demands, it often hints at an emotional depth they're trying to suppress. For a Stoic, this is an invitation to practice awareness without attachment. Marcus Aurelius's teaching, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," suggests that by observing these glances, we can sense their weight without allowing them to influence our emotional state. The practice here is in acknowledging such signs while remaining emotionally composed, not letting curiosity or ego twist them into validation or desire. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If her gaze lingers, even for a heartbeat longer than the tide of conversation demands, it speaks to a moment where reason and emotion collide. Yet, we must remember that a Stoic does not seek to interpret every glance as fortune or sign. We observe, acknowledge, and let it drift by like clouds across the expanse of our mind. 2. The unseen acts of consideration. True signs of affection often manifest as small, subtle actions. A door held open just a moment longer, a gesture that considers your comfort. These acts, though unspoken, carry significant meaning. Seneca's reflections on gratitude highlight the power of gestures done without an expectation of recognition. The Stoic must notice these acts but refrain from indulging in the sweet temptation of ascribing meaning to them for personal reassurance. Instead, one should accept these considerations as neutral without becoming ensnared in reciprocal desire. Seneca, in his reflections on gratitude, spoke of the subtle beauty in acts done without proclamation. When she silently anticipates your needs, adjusting her actions to provide comfort without making it known, there lies a depth unsaid. We recognize it, yet we temper our response, for the Stoic knows that acceptance without attachment is a sign of true mastery over self. 3. A stifled smile. When the world isn't watching. There is something inherently revealing about a smile that is quickly hidden. It shows vulnerability and hesitation, the struggle between expression and repression. Epictetus's reminder that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, plays out here. When we observe such a fleeting smile, the Stoic response is not to decode or react to it with excitement, but to perceive it as part of the flow of human interaction. This response fosters resilience and emotional stability, safeguarding against the whims of hope or expectation. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If she smiles, then quickly suppresses it as if to regain composure, it is not for us to be swept by desire or pride. We witness the flicker of emotion, but we remain unmoved, understanding that true strength lies in how we navigate these moments, not as conquerors of hearts, but as rulers of our own. 4. A shift in tone. When she speaks to you, a subtle change in the tone of voice can signal emotional investment, even if words remain neutral. This shift, whether warmer or more measured, can imply an effort to mask deeper emotions. Hierocles' idea of circles of concern applies as we must acknowledge the change without moving the core of our emotional state outward into dependency on others' responses. By noting, but not reacting to these tonal shifts, we strengthen our practice of Stoic equanimity, emotional balance irrespective of external cues. The human voice, like life itself, vibrates between joy and solemnity. If her voice softens, seeking a connection she might wish to keep hidden, we note it without entanglement. The Stoic philosopher Hierocles spoke of the circles of concern that begin from ourselves and extend outward. We place our awareness there, ensuring that while we hear her change, we do not allow our hearts to demand an answer. 5. Questions that probe, deeper than surface talk. When someone moves past surface-level conversation and seeks to understand your thoughts, beliefs, or feelings, there is often a deeper motive: intimacy, curiosity, or admiration. For a Stoic, such exchanges should be appreciated for their intellectual merit rather than mined for emotional gratification. Zeno of Citium's emphasis on wisdom through listening reminds us that we gain strength by engaging without expectation. The true Stoic listens, reflects, and maintains control over how deeply such moments affect them. True Stoics engage in dialogue that mirrors our inner journey, probing, reflecting, and understanding. If she asks questions that seek to see beyond the mask of everyday life, it could be her silent confession. Yet, as Zeno of Citium, the founder of our creed, believed, wisdom lies in listening more than in speaking. We honor these inquiries, but we do not grasp at meaning with longing fingers. We maintain our equipoise. 6. The subtle shift of proximity. Physical space can be an unconscious revelation. A person leaning closer or moving within a more intimate range may not even be aware of their behavior. Seneca's insight that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality advises us to avoid building narratives around such actions. The Stoic sees the movement, registers it, but refuses to conjure emotions rooted in assumption. This distance between awareness and reaction preserves the inner citadel of peace and detachment. A slight step closer, an unconscious move towards your space. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." While she might try to maintain distance in her mind, her body might betray a secret truth. The Stoic sees it, accepts it, but does not weave it into hopes or fears. We remain vigilant to our reactions, practicing apatheia, the freedom from passion. 7. Moments of silence that feel heavy with words. Unspoken. Silences laden with emotion often beg to be filled with meaning. They can create a tension that tempts us to react or break the quiet with questions that seek confirmation of our assumptions. Marcus Aurelius's reflection, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength," guides us here. The Stoic accepts that the weight of silence is not for them to dissect. Instead, we sit within it, at peace with what is unsaid, refusing to fill it with expectation or fear. When conversation falters and silence lingers, there is often more communicated than any words could tell. It is here that we are tested. We must not become architects of castles built on silence, for these dwellings are hollow. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If she hesitates, it is her internal battle, not ours to solve. 8. A quick look away when you catch her watching. There is vulnerability in eyes that dart away when met. This reflex, a denial of the gaze, can reveal more than intended. Yet the teachings of Epictetus, that one must be content to seem foolish or unaware, remind us to resist interpreting these moments as affirmations or denials of affection. A Stoic sees the quick look, accepts its existence, and moves on without lingering in anticipation. To linger would be to allow an external event to plant seeds of emotional response, which true Stoicism avoids. The eyes reveal what the lips will not. But we, as students of Stoicism, are ever mindful not to let our hearts flutter with hope or ache with doubt. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In the eyes that avert quickly, there is a world untold. We let it pass as wind across the fields, unclaiming and free." 9. Words that mean more. When layered in meaning, conversations can be crafted to reveal what cannot be spoken outright. Jokes that carry a deeper implication, comments that seem innocent but cut to the heart, these are expressions wrapped in layers. The Stoic approach, inspired by Seneca's advice on being guided by reason rather than emotion, is to engage with these layered words with clarity and reason. We can enjoy the dance of conversation without letting our emotions become ensnared by subtle implications. This preserves our internal balance and keeps us focused on what is, not what we wish it to be. She might speak in veiled expressions, wrapping intent in the guise of humor or casualness. We listen with ears sharpened by logic and hearts softened by understanding. But remember, the Stoic's strength is not in reading between the lines, but in staying rooted to the clear path. We choose our response as Seneca would counsel, guided by reason, not by the hidden tremors of anticipation. Each sign carries its whisper of intent. But to live a life aligned with Stoic philosophy is to observe without succumbing to the lure of interpretation. We acknowledge the signs, understanding them as human expressions woven into the fabric of interaction, but we do not let them unravel our inner strength. Our focus remains on mastering our responses, maintaining fortitude, and embracing the profound freedom that comes with emotional resilience. In this way, we remain vigilant architects of our peace, untouched by fleeting shadows and whispers. In closing, these signs may touch the edges of our awareness, but they are not forces we allow to steer the vessel of our soul. To be Stoic is to find peace amid uncertainty, to see signs not as calls to react but as whispers to reflect upon. For in mastering ourselves, we find a love that no other can overshadow, a love for wisdom and fortitude that guides us beyond fleeting emotions. Let us strive together, for in our unity, we reinforce the Stoic ideal, to observe, to feel deeply, but never to be owned by what we feel. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos on Stoicism, relationship, and personal growth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more insights on how to elevate your life and relationship.